Hi everyone, Ellyn here. I hope everybody is enjoying their time off. I know that there are so many people who are not going to work right now and who have their kids at home, and they're all getting nervous about how they're going to pay their bills or be able to work from home with their kids at home. There's a whole bunch of different things that everybody is probably right now going through. And also worried that, the grocery stores have been cleaned out. But guess what, guys? It's actually restocking. Whole Foods, actually, in Manhasset, if you live in New York, is restocking. So I'm sure that means that all the other or most other Whole Food markets will probably be restocking as well. But I wanted to come on live here today because I wanted to just shed some light on what's going on. Everybody is very, very concerned about this coronavirus. It's an epidemic or pandemic that everybody is, fearing for their lives. They're worried that they're going to get sick and suffer or die. Whatever the concern is, it's a fear-based mentality that we are all in at the moment. And I want to help to change that, because when you look at the other side of the spectrum, there's always going to be an opposite. When you look at the other side of the spectrum, this is actually something that's happening for all of humanity's highest good. And I don't fully resonate with the way it's happening, but I understand what is going on. This is happening for us because Earth is in the middle of purging. I've been talking about how Earth has been going through the frequency changes, and right now, because we are all consciously and collectively making choices to live in fear-based mentality, we now need to shift our mentality and our awareness to the other side of the spectrum that's going to shed light to why this needed to happen. So number one, this needed to happen primarily because we needed to get something that will rattle us to the point that we have to look beyond duality. We have to release our fears, like Earth is releasing its fear, to shift and to start to be more appreciative and be more present and be more aware of our surroundings and what we have and what we're going through, what our body is calling us to do. If you are right now in a state of fear because your health is not up to par, or you're afraid you're going to get sick, or you already have a low immune system and you're afraid that it's just going to get worse, or you're one of the people that can get this coronavirus quicker than other people, and that it may actually impact your immune system, this is a sign for you in particular to pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you. We all get physical symptoms as messages from spirit. When our higher self are trying to communicate with us, our guides are trying to communicate with us, and we're not responding, if the ego is that strong that we can't respond to what our higher selves are telling us to do, then we are going to see it through physical symptoms. There's a disconnect, there's a misalignment, the balance is off. So our body getting any type of ailment is a sign that we need to pay attention to ourselves. We need to understand what is causing it. There's a root cause. It's always an emotional, mental state in our bodies. And when we're not paying attention to what it is, we are causing our bodies to suffer more. And I learned this the hard way, of course. We all are going to learn this the hard way, because if we're not listening, and if our ego is that strong, then there's got to be a way that we are going to pay attention. And most people who are sick or who have some certain health issues will start to look in holistic methods after they've tried a lot of conventional ways. The conventional mainstream medicine, with medication and masking the symptoms, not paying attention to the root cause. You'll try it for so long, and then you'll realize that, this is not working yet. Something is not working, and it gets worse. And then finally, after all the tries and after all the experiments on yourself, you realize there's got to be a different way, and you're going to look for it. And here it is. The different way is looking internally of what is not aligned in your body. Oh, it is such a journey. It is such a journey. And when you look at it in such a different perspective, you begin to have more appreciation and love for yourself, because you are being guided. If you look at the other side of the spectrum in the lens of beauty and love, you're going to realize that these ailments that you get, they're not to hurt you. They're to get your attention. They're to help you. And then once you bring awareness to that, there's something spiritually, in the emotional, mental bodies that is so distorted in your energy field, and you make a commitment and you take actions to change that, the universe will work with you to bring you a whole different perspective and life. The universe will work with you when you start taking action that is serving your highest good. I know that, over the last few months, as we enter 2020, it's been very intense for many of you, and especially, for me, as I've mentioned in my previous recordings, I have experienced a lot of release. And for me, that was in crying. It was actually in crying, but I got to the point where I was so sad. I was so depressed. I needed to run. That's all I wanted to do. And I realized when I heard that there was something internal going on. I don't have a bad life. I have everything a person could want. And yet I'm sitting there in misery because I'm looking at my life in the frame of negativity. And that's something that was just part of my journey that I had to go through, that I had to see, so that I can go purge that and then see the different side. The only way things can change is if it's out of our system. We have to purge it. We have to release it. We have to not hold on to it. And that's what's happening right now with humanity as we are experiencing Earth's purging. So I want to share how it's been for me. When I was in that space, I was very depressed, overwhelmed. I was telling my husband that I needed a break, that I needed to go away. I ended up sending my son to daycare. And it was good because that time, it was good because during that time, I was able to fully release and fully let go and fully be able to purge all the things that have been making me feel unstable. And then now I look at my son, and instead of being irritated by him, I'm carrying so much love for him and appreciation. I have so much gratitude. Like, when I look at him, I just, my heart fills up with so much joy. And I internally thank God for letting me experience this. And it took the purging to get to that side. So hopefully you can see the connection here between my story and how it's the same thing, because Earth is a consciousness. Earth has a consciousness. And because Earth has a consciousness just like all of us humans do, it is doing its job in helping us move forward. So while Earth is going through these changes and it's helping us humans be able to release and let it stare us dead straight in the eye and say, look, there's something going on internally. Let's do something about it. And then what's more, the universe is supporting this by allowing the government to put us all in a state of emergency. It's a freaking blessing. Because now you're not having to go to work and be in the do action mode. You're getting the beautiful gift of being able to stay home with your family. Even if you have to work, it's a different environment. And you're not going to be able to work all those hours because you have your child with you, if you have the kids with you at home. I speak about that because I have lots of friends and I see how they are all panicking about having to stay home with their kids. It's because you, and like I was, stuck in this paradigm of constantly needing to take action, constantly needing to do stuff, constantly needing to whatever, just get things done. And that causes so much stress and overwhelm. We don't take care of ourselves. We end up getting frustrated with the people around us, including our own children. And it's okay if you don't admit to it. You don't have to. Just take it in. Be honest with yourself about how you're feeling. Look deep inside and see with what's going on. Connect with yourself. And now with the universe supporting this change that we're all going through, we have that opportunity to be more present, to be more aware, to be calmer, to let the stress go. Even though you're looking at this like this is more stressful for you, take a few deep breaths and just be thankful. Change your perspective. Change your perspective so that the rest of the few days or couple weeks or whatever time frame that they're putting on this state of emergency, be thankful that you're having this. It's your little vacation. And what better way to spend it with being present with your child, or being present with your husband, your spouse, or even being present with yourself. You get to take the time off from work, from the overwhelm, from the craziness. I guarantee you that once you start changing your perspective, things will start to really flow. Like, for example, today, when I wanted to go to Whole Foods, a friend of mine went there in 2 different locations a couple days ago. And when they heard that I was going today, they thought, oh, you're not going to find anything. It's all empty. They even showed me a video of everything being empty and pictures. But still, I was guided to go. And when I decided, all right, I'm going to go, but even though they're telling me there's not going to be anything there, I had a glimpse of hope in me because I was guided to do this. Then ego started talking as I was driving there today. Ego was telling me, well, I don't know, what's the point of going? It's already late. It's probably going to be a madhouse. And plus, everything's going to be empty. What's the point? And then I thought, wait a minute. No. The universe, my angels, my guides, my higher self, they're not going to point me into the wrong direction. If they're telling me to go, that I'm going to be trusting this guidance and I'm just going to go. And so what? If there's not going to be anything there, then it was meant to be for me to go for whatever reason. And then I even upped that thought and I said, you know what? As a matter of fact, not only are they going to be fully stocked, but they're actually going to be restocking as I get there. So I'm not going to have any problems because I'm going to find everything I need. And guess what? As I pulled up into Whole Foods, there was a truck pulling in with more groceries, more produce. So when I went in, I was completely shocked because everything I needed was there and they were actually restocking all the shelves. So what the point of telling you this is to show you how paying attention to the voices in your head brings the awareness that you've got guides, you have support, you've got like a team rooting for you and communicating with you and trying to steer you into the right direction. But knowing the voices, knowing the difference between the voices of who's communicating with you is important. And while we have this outbreak, now is the most important, relevant time for you to really start to train your human body to listen to your higher self so that you can be guided to make the highest, best choices for yourself. And when you are guided to do those choices or make those choices that are serving your highest good, you end up listening to more mind chatter because there's fear around it. And that's okay. That's part of the journey. I welcome you to delve into the fear. Listen to what it's telling you. Listen to what the ego, the shadow, the negative voices are telling you. Shutting it out is not going to do anything. And trying to change into a positive perspective is not going to change it. It's just going to come back. But when I say tune into it and listen to it, it's there telling you that there is something more that needs to be worked on. If there's a subconscious limiting belief that's stuck in your subconscious mind and it's making you operate on that level, it's a great way for you to bring awareness. Most of the time when you bring awareness, that awareness makes you more conscious of your surroundings and what's going on, and will actually help you, in some cases, to move forward. And if not, there are other ways to work on the limiting beliefs so that you can build new neural pathways in your brain to bring you up the ladder and stop looking at the same walls that your ego has kept you looking at. There's no more ceiling. There's different opportunities. There's a different perspective. There's a different side of the spectrum that you are able to now input. So I know that I have mentioned a lot of different things during this audio, but I do believe that it's really relevant for us right now to be more present, be more aware, listen to what's going on, so that you can actually take that information and make a shift versus suppressing it and continue on with the same story. And challenge after challenge after challenge. It's such a gift for us right now when you look in a different lens, and it's so hard. It was really hard for me to ever say that. All I wanted last couple months was for me to just go home. I just wanted to get out of here. I couldn't stand being on the physical plane, in a physical body. And I kept telling myself, like, why the hell would I want to choose this life? And then the other side of me kept saying, well, your life doesn't even suck that bad. I know there's something more. My life doesn't suck. It was all the stuff that I suppressed. It was me grabbing on other people's fears and emotions and holding it in my body. It was all the limiting beliefs that I've had that kept me playing the same story over and over again. And when I finally looked at everything and realized what was going on, I was forced to slow down. I was forced to not think, even though I did have a lot of thoughts and overwhelm coming through. I was forced to purge. I was forced to release. And even now, going on recording sometimes, I push myself because I'm training my body to listen to the highest voice, to my higher self that knows what I need to do and is telling me to do it. I'm making the choice of being more present so that I can make the choices that will serve my highest good, that will take me to the next level that I need to go. So all that purging, all that overwhelm, the depression, it turned into love and gratitude. I cannot tell you how much gratitude I have for my life right now. And I want all of you to feel the same way. I just want you to look at what's going on with this coronavirus and be so excited that humanity is going through this beautiful shift, even though it doesn't look pretty. But we all are going to get through it. And we get to learn more about ourselves on the way. And then as you build more of this love and gratitude and appreciation and acceptance and trust, you see how I keep saying and this and that? That didn't happen right away. Yeah, of course. It does layer up. But that's the beauty of it. As you get through one phase, it opens up another, and then another. But if you stay in the same place with fear and worry and anxiety and pain, physical pain, emotional pain, you can't move anywhere else because you're not allowing it to. Open yourself up. Be more aware. Be more present. Accept, love, trust. That's all flow. And that's all leading to freedom, joy, financial abundance, all of the things that I call that fall in the umbrella of spiritual wealth. But if you are suffering with health issues, there is your very first sign, the very first indicator saying that there is something going on in your body and you're not going to be attracting spiritual wealth unless that is cleared. And that's your journey. And that's part of your purpose. So I hope that I gave you guys some kind of light and understanding to know that what we are going through right now is going to be the best thing that happened to us for a while. And if you have questions or want more clarity or feel like you want me to cover a certain topic, please feel free to email me at hello@ellynkatherine.com. I hope everybody has a beautiful time.
And thank you so much for tuning in and listening.
Bye.